back to Undisputeded Gaming, the only show on the internet where we were brave enough to say, man, it was really shitty of Alex Trebek to make the contestants come up with all the questions for his show. Like,
yeah. Fucking Alex Trebek.
For shame.
You know what really grinds my gears, Eric?
What's that?
The term undisputed in wrestling. If it's undisputed, what's all the fighting for? I would say there's been no point in our reign where we were the undisputed Universal Champion.
Someone is always bringing up an issue with that. You're right. God.
Now, WWE, this episode has not gone public yet. If you
It's not too late for you to fix this.
In fact, the only way you're seeing this video, Triple H, is in your private email. Don't ask how I got it. It doesn't matter. The point is, if you want this little secret of yours to keep from getting out, you'll find the following link to my bank account in the profile below.
Not to mention, I'm about to dox your email. Can't believe it's the Triple H at WWE.com. So predictable. God, but honestly though, can you believe that just Triple H at WWE.com actually goes to Shawn Michaels? That's fucking hilarious.
God.
That guy is such a prankster.
What a jolly little goof. God, okay, so weird thing. So I've been making a bunch of wrestlers recently, because I'm just doing a fun thing at home. And so when I go through to pick the signs that are up, you know, I don't have any custom images on mine, so I just choose like the fucking generic signs.
Bro, fucking do it. Upload a bunch of custom images.
I mean, I probably will.
It's fucking hilarious.
I'm just been lazy. But I'm looking at the signs, and in the generic ones, there's one about Triple H.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it's really weird because I don't get if there's like an inside joke and I've missed it. But it's a picture of Triple H in his authority, like arms crossed. And it's ticklish with 3 H's. And I don't get it. Me, find it and put up a picture. Because I don't get it. Like, is that an inside joke, you think?
It's gotta be.
It's so specific. Look it up. See if you can find it.
Let's see. WWE 2K24. Generic crowd signs. Everyone's just talking about how to upload custom crowd signs. This is the exact opposite of what I Googled.
It's like, no, I want to know what the generic ones are.
Yeah, some flaws in Reed's game plan are being exposed.
I don't know, let's try Triple H ticklish.
I'm worried about what you pull up for that one.
Drew McIntyre says he was pointing to a Brock Lesnar's ticklish sign in the crowd. WWE's Dusty Rhodes tickle prank. WWE tickling the animal Batista? Don't try this at home? Tickling The Rock? I don't think we're gonna find what we're looking for here. This is just getting worse.
Yeah. Well, the point is, it's there, and I want to know why.
This is troublesome for Reed.
Man, starting to make me a little uncomfortable. Let's leave Google immediately. It's Gunther!
That bastard!
That bastard! The bastard! Gunther! At least we know who our 3 dads are.
Who's our 3rd dad? I missed that development.
Tavish.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I
when
missed
William
that.
Regal came out, and you were too busy not being able to submit his ass.
God, I hate how everybody is taller than Crandon.
I know.
We should have given him more of a height rub.
Did we even give him the height rub?
We did. We gave him the height rub. Crandon's like 5'7". We'd have made him like 5'9".
That's right.
We gave him the height rub. We should have just gone to 6.
No, bro. That's not legit. Because with the height rub, he stands roughly where he actually should stand versus the people who also have the height rub.
Manager? He doesn't report to me.
Zero interest in small talk, Troy. I want Gunther now.
I want him so bad, Troy. You don't understand.
I'm about to go down on the first man I see, Troy. You might want to leave.
What are you trying
He
to
just starts
say?
unzipping. He's like, oh.
I'm not trying to say
Not
anything,
you. I
Jim,
meant like an
but it's
actual
all over
man.
social media.
It's like,
I was
come
just
on. Have you
reading a
seen
post
yourself?
from
You're not even a
Roman
pro
Reigns that
wrestler.
made you look like a joke.
All the more reason not.
I feel like the only way that Crandon can fucking reestablish himself here is if he just breaks into Roman's house and attacks him.
And then Roman pulls out a gun on him?
Yeah!
Damn, that'd be a
What now,
classic
Troy?
angle. People talk about that for
Flaming tried to
years.
jump through
It'd be like when fucking Triple H broke into Randy Orton's house and, like, chased him all through his fucking family home.
I'd say Miz is doing the thing where he tries to.
And then Randy Orton started to tickle Triple H, and that's that's what
And
that
it got-
sign is for.
It got really uncomfortable for everybody.
They cut to commercial, and then they just cut back to, like, regular SmackDown. They're like, yeah, we don't know what's going on over there, but, I think we're gonna drop that storyline.
And then Triple H and Randy Orton were never allowed in the same room at the same time again.
Randy Orton's wife mysteriously left him shortly thereafter.
Randy Orton moved into the guest house of Triple H's mansion. Coincidentally, someone saw Triple H sneaking into Randy Orton's guest house.
And then they've never been heard from again.
Though some people report that if you get too close to the guest house, you just hear at all hours of the night.
God. We should beat up Ludwig Kaiser rather than keep talking about this.
We should. Man, fuck Ludwig Kaiser. He looks like a complete loser. He's such a tiny man, and then he stands 3 inches taller than Crandon.
I think he is, like, oddly tall.
Everyone, that's one of the things that sucks about anyone who wants to be a pro wrestler. If you're not at least 6 feet tall naturally, you're probably just fucked.
Yeah, you're not gonna have the look. And if you aren't 6 feet tall, you better be fucking stacked like a horse, man.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
because like you know, you think of like Taz. Taz was like 5'8", and like he was one of the top guys at ECW, only because he was built like a fucking wall.
Oh, yeah. Well, in ECW, I mean, they still ended up stealing him away eventually. But, like, if Taz were 6 inches taller, WWE'd have grabbed his ass up as soon as they saw him on ECW TV.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing is like Taz has got the look, except for height.
Yeah. Well, it's not like he's all that short.
He's not.
He's just short compared to pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
And like it just, and I mean it's gotten better over time, which we've talked about multiple times. But like, even in the '90s when they'd already started getting smaller, Taz was just way too short. If Taz were pro wrestling right now, he would just be in the WWE, no problem.
Oh yeah.
I like how we get fucking pyro even on places where it makes no sense.
Right.
And there's clearly nothing there to shoot pyro. Not that that happened this time, but it's happened so many
It
other
has definitely
times.
happened. Like when we fucking came in at the TBD show, there was no fucking sparklers there.
Aw, yeah!
God, I'll never get tired of that image.
God, I get a boner every time I see that.
If only his jacket wasn't clipping through the title this whole time.
I know.
That's been like the one unfortunate thing, because like the jacket itself clips through him enough, but just the fact that we've had the title this entire time, so every time we come out, we just get to see it clipping this bad.
If he were the Lock, it would only happen every once in a while. Literally, ever since like match number 3.
We've had that fucking belt.
And man, do you think Vince has ever tried to send us to a local medical facility to get that looked at?
They're like, that ain't normal, pal.
You know, my WWE Undisputed Universal Championship is supposed to go around the jacket.
Seriously, just make a copy of everything that, you know, is for the title.
Right. And I know, like, yeah, that's going to be a lot of additional work. you're making the video game, and I'm not saying that to like the people who made the game. Like, I'm sure they wished that they had the time to make stuff like that not happen.
Right.
But like for the company, put more money into it if that's what it needs. Hire people who do that part separate. This person designs the jacket, this person implements the jacket, this person implements the jacket with the title belt.
Right. It's like, don't get me wrong, I know Collision sucks ass. I've known enough game developers in my time that all say the exact same fucking thing about Collision, that it sucks ass to work with.
No, no person who is a perfectionist truly at their core could ever make a video game that then gets released.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just impossible. I watched, and granted this game is super old, because it's almost 30 years old now. But Pan and Koic, I think, is the name. He does Super Mario 64 tool-assisted speedrun stuff.
Right.
And he released a video the other day where he went over all the reasons and every single invisible wall in the game. And the long story short version of it is, generally if things aren't aligned, or if they just made walls that were just not quite the right angle, invisible walls will just be there. And they're not always, like, actual walls. Sometimes there's holes in them. A lot of the time there's holes in them. So sometimes you'll go through and sometimes you won't. It just depends on exactly where you are, how big they are, and how thick they are.
Right.
And it's like, so many of these problems are like, the solutions are like 2 out of 10 difficulty fixes.
Right.
But then it's doing it everywhere in the entire game before you release it, and even, like, how do you even know that they're there?
Right.
Like, some of that shit, because some of them, like, even I have hit just in casual playthroughs.
Right.
But some of them are just in such weird areas you'd never notice. Unless you're like a speedrunner doing weird stuff. Ow! Ow! I thought that was Cesaro for a second. I was like, he's not in this game.
Same.
All bald men from Europe are Cesaro. I don't know how to tell. If you're a bald man from Europe, I don't know how to tell you this. You're Cesaro. Congratulations, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Cesaro's a pretty good-looking fucking guy.
Not to mention, he's fucking jacked.
Absolutely.
He looks pretty jacked, but he's actually super jacked.
The fact that everybody in the world says that John Cena is the strongest man they've ever met, and John Cena is like, oh yeah, Cesaro, he's a fucking freak in the gym.
Oh, you look like you've been in a car accident, champ.
Eh.
He wanted me to extend his deepest sympathies.
Oh, we're gonna get deep with the Miz. He's not perchance like a 45-year-old mom, is he?
I can't believe the flowers haven't arrived.
It's like, you know, every time I think about punching his gorgeous, beautiful face, I mean, his horrible, punchable face. Listen, I've been thinking about the Miz's face a lot lately, and it's doing some weird things to me. Oh man, what if this is like a rivals to lovers storyline
between us and the Miz?
Yeah,
I'd get down with that, honestly.
Honestly, could you imagine just CRANDON and the Miz just fucking going at it, and also the Miz's wife is like in the room, just like not condoning it, but just like accepting that the Miz is the way the Miz is, and she knew that when they got married.
Right.
So
right.
She really should have expected this the whole time.
Right. Honestly, foolish if she didn't.
Yeah. All right, this is a completely inappropriate question. I'm gonna ask it anyway.
What's up?
How many professional wrestlers, like high-level professional wrestlers, do you think were secretly gay and never would have revealed it? Because obvious reasons. Because up until recently, that would have been a death sentence to your career. And recently, it would just be like putting your career on life support.
Do you want names or like a percentage?
Let's not speculate names necessarily. Because that seems like that's the kind of shit. And we'll get back to the actual question in just a sec. But I'm sure it's the same in most places, or at least it used to be. Growing up in school, there were 3 guys in my grade that everyone was just like, oh yeah, they're totally gay.
Right.
2 of the 3 of those guys, since we graduated high school, have come out as gay.
Okay.
And I don't know if the third one actually is or ever will come out. For reasons, if they were, I don't necessarily think they would ever come out. But they also are 30 now, just like me. And they're not married, so it's not impossible.
Right.
So, like, it's the same kind of thing. Even though 2/3 of those were correct, it was still a pretty shitty thing for everyone to speculate about.
Yeah,
in
you don't want to
school.
go investigating actual real people.
Yeah, so for that reason, I'm like, maybe we shouldn't gay-vestigate actual pro wrestlers from the past.
I didn't think though either, but that sounded like what you were asking. I was like,
yeah,
do you want fucking names?
No, just like a number.
At least 30%.
Damn.
Have to have been, especially since the 90s. Because, like, and I know we literally talked about how wrestling, you know, everyone calls, oh, it's gay, it's just a bunch of fucking big sweaty guys slapping into each other naked. And it's like, yeah, that's a dumb way to make fun of wrestling. But also, that's gotta be true. That is true to an extent.
True.
And you know that had to do something for somebody.
True.
Like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not accusing anybody, but you can't tell me that everybody who's gotten into wrestling has gotten into has gotten into it for reasons that are 100% kosher.
I mean, fair.
There's definitely guys who grew up like, yeah, I want to be a wrestler for ABC reason, and also that is gonna be fucking hot.
God, how hard do you think it would be as a gay pro wrestler, assuming you're into like the stereotypical pro wrestler build?
Right.
Which definitely not all gay guys are by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, certainly not.
But sometimes you're gonna wrestle somebody who's like your thing if you're a pro wrestler that is also gay. Like, this is one of those things where I'm like, part of me would be tempted if I ever met a gay pro wrestler to ask, but it's just so inappropriate.
Right.
It's like, do you get boners in matches because of
like, is that hot for you at all? And like, obviously I know, like, gay people are not freaks, and it does not take much to not just let your sex drive run your life.
True, but at the same time, like, if you put me in a wrestling ring and I was professional wrestling with a hot lady, I'd probably at least get like
a half chub.
Yeah, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to completely resist. Of course, after you've been doing it for years and it's like your actual job. Because that's the thing, right? Like, I hear people talk sometimes about like, oh yeah, man, you know, you're just going about your day and you just get a fucking random ass boner for like no fucking reason. And like, that doesn't really happen to me. Or at least not as what it sounds like people describe it as.
Right. Well, isn't it like actually like really hard to get an erection, like if you're like doing something, you know, athletic or like kind of just like, excruciating.
Probably,
because like, you know, all that fucking blood, it can't be going down to the dick. It's got oxygen to carry.
True. I don't know. I mean, probably.
I'm sure there are wrestlers who've gotten a massive fucking hard on.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it happens sometimes. It's just going to be one of those things every once in a while. It's like at my job, I'm sure I've gotten an erection before. It's just not the norm.
Yeah.
I'm so doing something totally unrelated to sex that even when I see attractive people, I'm like, oh man, I'm fucking ready to go. It's like, oh, more customers, great.
Right. I mean, I definitely have, just because, like, the way my work is, I do so little, like, actual important work, or, like, throughout the day. Half my day, I'm just sitting there on my fucking computer twiddling my thumbs. So it's like, my mind gets time to race, you know?
Fair.
So, like, I definitely have, but not because it's like, oh, man, I'm at work. This is doing it for me. Literally just because, like, man, I'm bored. I'm going to think about sex.
Fair. Man, bro, it's getting real hot in here. And I mean that literally. So we record in my office, which is just a guest bedroom of my house.
Right.
And we run, I got 3 monitors, 2 PCs that are both pretty dang powerful. They put out a lot of heat. Put 2 full-grown men, fuller than the average grown man even, in this room. And I've started putting up a bunch of soundproofing foam. And there's a bunch in this room, which all that shit just like, it makes it that much worse.
Yeah.
Heat-wise. I am fucking dying a death in here. Like Kaiser is about to at the hands of CRANDON. But also, it just seemed like a good time to talk about how hot it was as we were talking about Sacred getting an erection.
No, I absolutely know what you mean. It's like, when I first moved down here, I lived here, and so I don't know. I loved living with you and Sarah for a lot of reasons. I don't miss living here, mainly because it is always so fucking hot in your house. Every room. Like, yeah, this office is bad, but like, other than your living room, because it's like super open, every room in this house fucking cooks, dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Y'all complained, and not unjustifiably so, because it was definitely super hot in y'all's bedroom all the time. But it's like, there's so much stuff, and then you put even a single person into the room, and it's just like, okay, it gets super fucking hot.
Right.
And there's just, there's nothing you can do about it. The only, literally the only two houses, are the only two rooms in the house are the living room / kitchen, which are connected, and the master bedroom, which is just big enough
that it has actual ventilation in there. And
right.
Like, it's not, you can't load it up too much.
Right, because it's like, the two guest bedrooms, they have AC, and like, it runs when it's running in the rest of the house. But it gets super hot in here, and the rest of the house is still cool, and so the AC is like, oh, you don't need us right now.
Yeah, AC's done.
It really, I honestly, because our AC went out a while back for just like less than a week before we managed to get it fixed. And we borrowed a couple of AC window units from my brother, which were just strong enough to keep just our bedroom cool, which was fine. We just stayed in the bedroom all the time. But part of me is like, man, I'm so tempted to just install a window unit in here. But A, they cost so fucking much to keep running.
Right.
B, it's not like we could use it while we're recording.
Right, because it would be so fucking loud.
Right. And C, there's no guarantee that it'd fix the problem either.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, they would definitely help, but I don't know if it'd be enough.
Yeah. But no, it's, like, when, and, like, we still experience it sometimes as we hang out in here when I come hang out, but, like, God, there have been some sweltering days where I'm just like, fuck, I can't be in this room anymore.
Yeah.
There have been times where it's like, we needed to record or something, and I would, like, go to Elizabeth, like, babe, I really don't want to go over there. It's, like, 110, so it's going to be, like, 300 degrees in that office.
Right. Well, and that was one of the things that was really bad. Hell yeah. Oh, wait, that was us.
That was us. This is the
I
hell
was like,
no.
yeah, let's get him. Shit. I was only kind of paying attention. Normally it's us whooping up on a guy after the match. But yeah, no, like, it was so bad, too, because y'all moved down here from Washington. And for those who don't know, Texas, way hotter than Washington.
A little bit. Just a pinch.
And so, like, even when it's normal, y'all guys were just like, oh, God, I'm dying. And it's like, man, if you're dying now.
Just wait till it gets to be August.
WWE.com.
WWE.com? That's where Triple H's email is from.
That it's Gunther's time to rise.
No, they don't.
Bullshit.
Maybe the WWE Universe didn't see me take out 2/3 of Imperium in their hired gun.
Yeah,
Or
probably not.
Maybe it's that the Age of Imperium has such a nice ring to it.
Does it? That just sounds like we're going back to, like, ancient Rome or something.
All this
Right.
time,
Which
the
admittedly
WWE Universal
would be terrible.
Champion. Has anyone ever actually said it's your era?
Okay, so my name's not as marketable, but who fucking cares?
Well, good news. After that gauntlet match,
Yeah?
this rivalry has had the proper.
Hell yeah?
You'll be defending the undisputed WWE
Woo!
Universal
Isn't that what we always
Championship
do?
against Gunther
Right.
At Night of Champions in a no disqualification match.
Thank
Just
God.
what you wanted.
And so the Intercontinental title is going to be on the line too, right?
No. I don't think so.
Well, we'll fucking get to that
Next
next time
time.
on the Shelf Gaming.
Hell yeah.